This is the Haggadah, which is Hebrew for the telling. This book tells the story of the exodus of the ancient Hebrews from slavery in Egypt. One of Judaism's most popular works of religious literature, it has been used during the Seder meal of the holiday of Passover. This 1967 version by Arthur Schick, featuring a steel cover with hinges, adopted illuminated miniature painting, an antique and nearly forgotten technique.
Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi, Bimhera Beyamenu. Mashiach ben David, Mashiach ben David, Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu.
So he ended up being in a horrible house, a terrible hovel, and the rabbi that was his teacher with the other boys, that were the poor boys, they were barefoot, and the rabbi was angry. He was angry, and his wife was like screaming, and the kids were dirty. It was a rough thing. Mm-hmm. Now the Baal Shem Tov was a very sensitive soul, and he found this unbearable. So one time, he actually cut school. The Baal Shem Tov just couldn't take it. He went out to the forest. He had a favorite place in the forest where he would go to pray. He was an orphan. He was lonely. He would go to pray in the forest. And he was there for a while until he fell asleep by a tree in the forest. And he opened his eyes, and there was a beautiful, beautiful Jew that was standing over him, a long white beard, a very beautiful Jew. And this person knew his nickname. He said, Sulik. And the Baal Shem Tov didn't know him. He said, Sulik, take my hand, come with me. And he lifted him up, and the Baal Shem Tov stood up, and the old man started to walk with him back towards school. And the old man said, I want to give you a blessing, and take this blessing with you your entire life. I give you a blessing, you should have eyes to see. Your eyes should be able to see. And the Baal Shem Tov said, okay, Amen. And then the old man disappeared, he went away. Then the Baal Shem Tov came to he went back to school, and then he saw, when he looked at his Rebbe, at his rabbi, he saw that he really was a very good person. He was a kind person, but he was broken from poverty, and that his parents were, the rabbi's parents were killed in a pogrom when he was little. And he looked at the wife, and even though the wife was still screaming with his eyes, he now had the eyes to see that she was really kind, but she was embarrassed of how the house looked, and so it caused her to act out. The Baal Shem Tov said that he believed that person that took him in the forest, that was Eliyahu Hanavi, Elijah the prophet, and that Elijah the prophet gave him the greatest gift of all, eyes to see. The Baal Shem Tov had eyes that saw to the very depths of an angry person. Is not really angry, he's a very holy person. The Baal Shem Tov had eyes to see, and he gave us that gift to be able to look at everything in our lives in a different way. With the eyes of Pnimius, to see the inner dimension of reality. That's the gift of Pnimius, that's the gift that the Baal Shem Tov received from Eliyahu Hanavi.
Many people at the end of Shabbos, they sing Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hanavi. Why do we do that at the end of Shabbos? So here's one source. There are different explanations. Here's one source. Because Eliyahu does something at the end of every Shabbos, and we want to, says Rav Kook, we want to connect with what Eliyahu Hanavi does at the end of every Shabbos. He enters the Garden of Eden. At the end of every Shabbos, he sits under the tree of life, and he writes down all the merits of the Jewish people. What is it that we are to feel at the end of every Shabbos? Our love for our fellow Jew, our love for our family members, our love for Am Yisrael as a whole, that we should feel as Shabbos comes to a close, This is what Eliyahu does at the end of Shabbos.
We look at least the first 9-10 days, heavy. Those are heavy days. It was called the day of destruction. The temple was destroyed 2 times in the 9th day of Av. Not an easy time for Am Yisrael. But in the middle of the month, you have Tu B'Av, the day of love, the Jewish day of love. So we are looking at the months that give us messages. First thing, let's talk about destruction. What is destruction? Is destruction meaning destroying what you love, or rebuild what meant to be? It's a question you need to ask yourself. When Abraham left his hometown, was the main idea to get somewhere, or to leave his own hometown, parents, family, and let them go? In this month, we're getting a chance to look at whatever was before, whatever destruction you're going through, business, life, relationship, health, that destruction, as we teach and study in Kabbalah very well, every lack of something, every destruction of something is basically building of desire, capacity, if you wish, place, space, so you can fill it with more blessing, with more light. Light in this sense meaning fulfillment, meaning blessing. The month called month of Av. Av means in Hebrew, father. The father of the Talmud and the Zohar teach, in charge of the white aspect of the child. The bones, the white of the eyes. The mother, Em. Em ve'Av. Where do you get Em ve'Av? What is the gematria of Em ve'Av? Is it happen to be Yeled? Is it true? Em ve'Av, we have 2 and we have 41. Plus 3, what do we get? Yeled, right? We got Yeled, we got a child. A child become from Av ve'Em, but this one is only Av. That's when in this month, we have the intensity of the light force of God. But the light force of God, when you want to come in to fill it up, you have to destroy the old.
Subscribe.